Hello there and welcome to another BoBeats video. Today we are checking out 10 new effects for the Minilogue XD. They also work for the Prologue as well as the Korg Nu Tekt NTS-1 synthesizer that you can use as an external effects unit as well. These effects are made by Sine Vibes, and a couple of them are actually being exclusively shown here for the first time on BoBeats. So let's check them out. The first effect I want to show you is an audio repeater that you can make some beautiful things with. With one knob, you can adjust the sampling duration from 10 to 300 milliseconds. With the other knob, you can adjust the sample repeats from 5 to 25. Very nice, and this is definitely a plugin that adds something that the synth, doesn't have without it. So it's very interesting. Next up we have a phaser. So we have frequency on this knob and we have feedback on this one. So here's without phaser and here's with. The next plugin is called Time, and it's actually a really long delay, but with this patch here, I've actually set it to a really short delay time to give it this kind of tapey, kind of old school chorusy kind of sound. So on this delay we have delay time from 6 milliseconds to 6 seconds. So that's so long compared to the internal delays. And then we also of course have a feedback knob here. So if you turn the feedback up and have a really long delay time, it basically turns it into a looper of sorts. As you can hear, you can even loop the shifts in time here to create some really interesting effects. stuff, you can of course create changes to the sound. I think that this delay is probably the most interesting because it offers something that the synth just doesn't have without it. Next up we have a ring modulator. So we have oscillator frequency and the modulation amount. There's also the state variable filter, which is basically like a master filter, so it's either a low pass, a high pass, or a band pass. So just having the ability to put a high pass on the master is pretty interesting. And all of the filters are highly resonant. And the low pass. Next up we have shift, which is meant to create these sort of atonal sounds. On this knob we have frequency. And on this knob we have polarity. Next up we have a stereo panner. This plugin creates sort of a random, unpredictable stereo panning. And with this knob here we change the frequency, and this knob has two functions. So up until here you're actually adjusting the pan modulation depth, and the second part here adjusts the level modulation depth. So as you can hear, when I turn this up, because we adjust the modulation of the level, it becomes more pronounced. Next up we have Dipole, which is a flanger. So here's the raw sound. And with this knob here we change the LFO frequency. And with this knob we change the frequency. This plugin here is called Corrosion. It's a distortion plugin. It has two different settings. So you have the decibel of the distortion. And the second knob lets you change between different distortion algorithms. Next up we have Decimate, which is bit reduction. We can set sample rate and bit depth. So those were the 10 effects for the Minilogue XD. They also work on the Prologue and the Korg Tekt NTS-1, so you could load them into the NTS-1 and use it as a really cool little external effects unit. And maybe if you use that one with an original Minilogue, you get sort of a poor man's Minilogue. Let me know in the comments if that's a video you'd like to see. Me loading up effects on the Korg Tekt NTS-1 and pairing it with the original Minilogue as sort of a budget Minilogue XD. Let me know if you find that interesting. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.